Happy Sunday, St. Paul's, and welcome to this week's virtual Sunday school. I am so happy for all of you to be here today. And our lesson this week is about the greatest commandment. So where are we in our story? What is happening? So this lesson gives us an opportunity to really summarize some really important ideas, something that happens at this time at the close of the season after Pentecost. So as we head into a familiar holiday season, we can all understand all of the different seasons of the church. Hi everyone, I hope you found a super comfy spot for our story time today. So our story today comes from the book of Matthew, and it is in chapter 22. And as I said, we are talking about the greatest commandment today. So settle in and let's hear our story time. So our story is called Rule Number 1. The Pharisees spent a lot of time learning about God's law. They were always testing Jesus with hard questions. But why? Maybe the Pharisees wanted to prove that they knew the most about God. Maybe some wanted to get Jesus in trouble for saying the wrong thing. Maybe some wanted to follow Jesus, but only if he agreed with them about God's law. Jesus was teaching a crowd of Pharisees and scribes in the temple. A Pharisee who was a lawyer stood bravely in front of Jesus. The lawyer wanted to ask him an important question about God's law. Jesus, the lawyer asked, which of God's rules is the number one? I'll give you two answers, said Jesus. First, love God with 3 parts of yourself: your heart, your soul, and your mind. Next, Jesus added, love your neighbor, every neighbor, the way you love yourself. One of the scribes jumped up from the crowd. He rushed to stand in front of Jesus. Loving God and each other is number 1. Love is the most important of all God's rules. Jesus smiled because the scribe understood. After that, no one asked Jesus any more tricky questions. So that is our story for the day, and I will see you all shortly. Hi, 5th and 6th grade. I hope you enjoyed your journaling time today. So our story is from Matthew chapter 22, and it is about the greatest commandment. And there's 2 parts to that. So what was your reaction when you heard that last verse? So no one was able to give him an answer, nor from that day did anyone dare to ask him any more questions. Can you think of any situations not covered under the 2 greatest commandments? So you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. And you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Is there anything that we're missing in that? And what do you think it means to love your neighbor as yourself? And how do you love yourself? I want you to think about that. Hi, 5th and 6th grade. Welcome back for our Bible bit. So including our 10 commandments, which we all know, there are 613 rules in the Torah. That is a lot of rules. And they cover everything from health and hygiene to food and relationships. So if you're interested, go into your Bible and see if you can find those. Well, St. Paul's, thank you for a wonderful virtual Sunday school today. It is one of my favorite lessons. The greatest commandment is so beautiful and so wonderful, and it's such a great thing for us to remember, especially in this time. So to leave you all, remember to love your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind, and to love your neighbor as yourself. And I will see you next week. Happy Sunday.